welcome back to the channel, Tob Mods Things. Today we are going to be changing over, or I'm going to be showing you how to change over your standard seats in your Porsche Cayman to buckets or any other sort of aftermarket seats really. So really, only update on the car at the moment is that it's passed MOT for another 12 months. Happy days. So it means there's going to be some more stuff going on this year. So first we're going to start with just whipping out the old seats. Just going to take you through sort of where all the bolt holes are, what tools you're kind of going to need. It's really easy to take the seats out. Let's crack on with it. So cracking on the inside of the car. Apologies, you'll notice that actually quite a lot of the trim is missing at the moment. Didn't really put it back on because the seats were only going in, the standard seats were only going in temporarily before being taken back out. So the sort of bolts that you're going to need to get your hands on are down here on the back hand side, and then two at the rear as well. Now on the front, you'll notice when you look on your car there's actually covers that cover both of these sides. You can see they're not actually there on mine, so I've left them off. So I'll just get some light down here to show you where these bolts are, so apologise for the dirt. So what you'll get when you take these covers off are these little bolts. There's one here, there's one just over the other side, and then as I was saying there's two in the rear, which I'll show you in a minute. These are like 6-point star sort of things. Yeah, there we go. So like 6-point star little bolt head. So yeah, you can get these from sort of anywhere really, but the Halfords toolkits do include them, so that's always a good thing. So I'm just going to go and grab the tools now. Right, so as I was saying, so basically you've got an E12 little star socket piece just onto a ratchet, and then I'm just going to untake these bolts. So next time you'll see it, all the bolts will be out. Do the front two first, loosen them up, then I usually slide the whole thing forward, then take out the rears, then finish up by doing the two at the front. Just seems to be the easiest way for me to do it. Let's go and do that now. Worth noting as well, the only reason I've taken the trim off, I will actually take this whole centre console out when I put the bucket seats back in, is because when you're putting in fixed buckets, and I'll show you a little bit later when we get those seats in, trying to get access without a sliding mechanism to the two rear holes, especially when you're quite a large chap like me, is really difficult. So by removing all of this stuff here, which is also really simple to do, it just gives you enough room to kind of get in there with your sort of fat hands and be able to do up all the bolts. So anyway, little tip really there, which is the reason why all this is not there. Right, so now all the seats are out, the seats all nice and loose, all the bolts on the floor. What you want to do is just under here you'll see this like little yellow connector. So this is basically where your seatbelt chime sort of retention thing and then your airbags and everything connect into this socket here. So you can pull out this black tab that my finger's just touching now, and then you can basically detach both sides of this connector. And I tried to do this before taking the seat out without running the risk really of when you try and take the seat out and then putting it on the side and then maybe you start to pull on the wires a little bit. It's just easier to get rid of it now, so I'm just going to do that right now. There we have it, black tab out, and you've got your wires all nice and free from each other. You can see that black thing just there. Just pull it out and then the whole thing basically just ejects itself really. You don't really have to do anything. That pulling that black tab out does it for you. So anyway, I'm just going to go and get the seat out right now. Right, so once your seat's out, this is kind of what you're met with. Again, it's probably a good time to hoover up all of this stuff that gets kind of sat underneath. Under here, I believe, is where the ECU sits. So this is a problem that does happen actually on a lot of Caymans and Boxsters, is when the drains and stuff get blocked, the passenger footwell fills up with water. That is then a problem, obviously, then with a load of electrics, and I've heard a few people that I know personally that have had this problem where the weather in Britain's not great, it's filled up with water, completely fried all of these electronics, and it is a very expensive thing to fix. So worth noting, this is under here, so make sure all your drains are empty and not blocked. Right, and then those of you that haven't seen any of my previous videos, what's going back in are these Sparco Rev 2 lightweight bucket seats. These are a lot lighter than the originals. They've also been wrapped, same colour as the car, and they are sat on these PDI custom static mounts. Link will kind of be in the description really of who to contact to get a hold of these. But these are great, so what we're going to do is we are just going to go and chuck these in the car. Right, so the seat's now laid in position. See, the holes are kind of all lining up on all the mounting points, but now I'm going to show you just the bit that's really annoying. You've somehow got to get down in here to the point right down the bottom, which you can just see in the distance. So with reclining seats, you could just slide all this all the way forward and you get full access to the back, but unfortunately you've got to wiggle your hand in behind here, underneath, and then try and get these little bolts into position when there's a bucket seat in the way and everything else as well. So anyway, it's a bit of a pain, but that's the reason why I'm actually just going to lift out the centre console. Right, now we have it. A little bit easier because I've kind of already taken all the bits off, but it is still a pretty straightforward procedure. I'll chuck a link of the tutorial that I follow to take that out, because it kind of does a really good walkthrough, step by step, loads of pictures, so you can go and check that out when you're trying to do this job. So now I'm just going to go and try and get the rear bolts in. I'm not going to film it because it's just going to be a video of me getting really annoyed, not being able to get my hands in the right position, and then eventually getting it in. So we will meet up when the seat is fully fixed. Right, and after a lot of grunting, we now have the seat fully fixed in the car. Fixing points, everything. Also fitted this lower, just turn the light on quickly. There's a bar brace that comes across this front bit. Just need to tie it down on one edge, but basically this is for the lap belts that come up through the centre of the seat, just through here. So anyway, so they're just in place for ready for when the cage goes in, and then all the harnesses can go in place. So now I'm just going to go over to the other side, get the other side all sorted, and then I can start putting all the centre console back together. So I'll see you in a sec.
You can have any brew you want, as long as it's a Corona.
Right, just like that, we are done. Bucket seats in both sides, fitting nicely. All the interior all back in there as well, which is all looking good. So the seat thing's always going to be a little bit of a personal preference really. However, my feeling is that it's a sort of must modification really to these Caymans. I find that unless you've got the sport seats, if you've got the standard leather Alcantara half and half things, they're just, I don't know, you might not find it, but I just find them so slidey when you're sort of going around corners and stuff. They're just not very supportive at all. So when you do something like this, it's a night and day difference really between the two styles of seat. So anyway, yeah, hopefully you've now realised how easy it is to change your seats, and you can do it in your garage by yourself. It's taken me maybe 2 hours with filming as well, so let's say an hour and a half to an hour with not having to faff around with all this stuff going on. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.